Hello strangers. It has been a while again. What have I done? I'm sorry. Okay, things have been crazy around here. As you may notice, there are a few things that are different. Number one, the most obvious. Baby, I'm blonde now. I don't know how long for. This is not actually the final colour that I'm going for. I'm going for like apricot, honey, warm, peachy, like undertones of like pinky peachy colours. Strawberry blonde, that's what we're going for, but this is my base. What do we think? It's a bit different, but I'm kind of enjoying it. I just like to mix things up. I know everyone's used to seeing me very ginger, but I spent 10 years of my life with black hair and then ginger and every colour in between. So all more coffee because I'm already hyper and that's exactly what I need. Hello, welcome back. It's been a while. If you are new here, my name is Molly May. I am the maker behind Ponder Ply. This time I remember to introduce myself, which I don't always. I am based in the countryside, just outside of London. I am a London girl at heart. That's where I was born and bred, in the UK, England. Let me show you what I'm wearing. This is my Betty harness. It's one of my patterns. It's got all zhuzhed up from me sitting down, just with a charity shop fine dress that's got tiny little glasses on it. I kept saying little because I forgot the word for glasses. That's a good start. Yes, English is my first language. And as we have already worked out, I can talk for England. Oh yes, I can. Okay, well, today is going to be a bit of a weird one, a big catch up, a little bit of a life chat at the beginning. I'll share some of the things I've finished. I had to rewatch my last episode, or at least I don't like watching myself, I just clicked through it to see what I showed you because I don't know what I've made in the meantime. I'm going to show you some things that were in that not finished and I now have finished. I don't know what else I've finished since then. I've started a lot though, so I will run through my WIPs. But the two WIPs I'm working on the most are new designs, which I will flash for you, cheeky flash. But I will not go into detail because another new announcement is I am now on Ko-fi. Oh yes, finally I've done it. After many requests, not. But I thought I'd give it a go. I have a bit more time on my hands. Another announcement. I quit my job, but we'll go there in a second. Right, rewind back to, okay, we can't talk. Rewind back to Ko-fi. If you would like to see more about the two designs that I'm working on at the moment before everyone else, exclusive content on my designs provided to my slice of cake tier. Oh, we went the whole English theme. I've got two tiers up at the moment. The first is the teacup tier, which entitles you to my knit night, monthly knit night for a very low cost, and you get lots of extra little freebies and extra bits and bobs along the way. It's also a really great way of showing your support for the content that I put out already for free, which is a lot. And then the second tier, the highest tier I'm offering at the moment, you get lots of extra video content, so all of my designs, design diaries behind the scenes, all kinds of things, whatever comes to my mind. There are a ton of freebies I've got planned, some interviews with makers that are going to be going up to that tier, and also you get an afternoon tea party with me every month. I'm so excited, I can't wait. I'm going to send everyone a recipe, but they can make whatever they want and bring it along, and we're all going to have tea and cake and talk about knitting. Well, not just knitting, making of all kinds, and get to know each other and make friends. I'm so excited. Virtual tea parties, I've never done one, but we're going to see how it goes. If anyone's got any ideas how to make a virtual tea party extra special, please tell me, because I've been brainstorming and I've got a few ideas, but you know, more minds are better than one. I will warn you, there are lots of flies because the weather's heating up. Heating up, for the UK it's heating up. And my dog is a ninja dog that likes to catch them with her paws or with her mouth and eat them. And it's vile, but it's kind of funny and kind of sad. And I'm very conflicted about it. I try and open the windows and let them out rather than let her ninja them to death. And I'm filming, so I can't do that right now. Right, coffee. That was a lot of babbling. The other updates, yes, oh yes, I quit my job. I think I've said on here quite a few times, I fucking hated my job. It was making me so unhappy. The politics, I won't go too much into it, I don't like to badmouth any company. There was a lot of good things about it, but the bad things were taking over. And whilst I learned a lot and took on a lot of responsibility whilst being there, it was no longer filling my cup. Yes, the dog is about to grab a fly. You might hear a little in the background. It's absolutely fascinating. I was going to show you, but she literally just ate it. That is just mushy. That is disgusting. My messy room, but where is she? What you doing, Mesh? What you doing? I think she was entirely out of focus, and now how am I going to get back to where we were? I think we're about here. About here? That's going to work for now. I need to cover this with something. I've got like a gaming chair for my desk because they're way more comfortable than regular chairs. But it's very ugly. I think it needs like a lace doily or something. Yes, where was I? I quit my job. It was not filling my cup. In fact, it was making me miserable. I think when you start dreading your job on a Saturday and you don't start until Monday morning, you need to do something about it. Now, I looked for other permanent jobs and I didn't find anything that I was interested in. I had a little bit of a life crisis, if I'm entirely honest. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what the meaning of life is. I'm making lots of fun of this now, but it was quite devastating at the time. I'm sure all of you have been through this multiple times. It's not a uncommon feeling, but ultimately I decided that I'm going to start contracting because a few things that I love is being creative, and as much as I love all of the things I do on the internet relating to my craft and make a little bit of money on the side through patterns, it is nowhere near enough to sustain myself. So it's not something I had a little hiccup. Not something I could do remotely close to full time or even subsidise my income yet. But we're working on it. So there's that. I also want to travel and not have a conventional job and not be, basically I hate being told what to do and I don't want a boss. I am in a lucky enough place where I had a bit of savings put aside to cover me for a few months. So I have handed in my notice. And I've not been employed now for 6 weeks, for probably the first time since I was 16, apart from when I went travelling the last time. But basically, I'm looking at contracting because I want to go travel every 3 to 6 months. I want to like work really, really hard, save up some money, then go travel. Work really hard, save up some money, work on my business. Well, this is going to be more consistent than just between things, but basically I want that flexibility, and with contracting you move between companies, so I won't get bored or be as involved or bothered by the politics, which was really, really causing me some stress. So that has been my decision. However, I have decided to join contracting when the market is like... So I have not had very much success yet. I'm having some conversations with some companies, but nothing is confirmed. And I go through moments of, oh, this is amazing, not working and spending so much time outside with my dog, and to, oh my fucking God, I'm not a lady of luxury. I have not a lady of leisure, I think is what I was getting at, but I'm not a lady of luxury either. I don't come from money. I don't have that support. So we will see what happens. That was oversharing, but you're welcome. Anyway, safe to say I'm doing that. I also got told yesterday that we've got our notice has been given on this property. So where I thought I had another year to live here, we actually have to find somewhere else in the next 2 months. But I'm trying not to panic because that's a great time when you have to go through referencing to not have a job. But it's fine. We'll make it work. We always do. It's fine. That's life. And it could be so much fucking worse, couldn't it? It could be so much worse. So many people are going through so many horrid things, and I'm quite fortunate to be in the position I'm in. That took a crazy turn. This is a knitting podcast. A slight segue from life into knitting. I recently got back from Florida. If you follow me on Instagram at Ponder Ply, if you don't, go check me out. I went to see my making bestie and meet her for the first time ever in person, and I stayed at her house for 10 days. and it was beautiful and it was romantic and it was fantastic and I just had the best time. So that is Chelsea of Knitting Tipsy, who is based in Florida. We had the best trip. It was beautiful and we even collabed and designed an amazing new pattern. Oh, that's an FO I need to show you too. I should add that to my list. So we designed a pattern together. I released the knitted version, and Chelsea released the crochet version. Now we did something fun where we made it free for the first week. Unfortunately, my friends, you have missed that. If you're only coming across this now, hopefully you found it, because 3,500 people downloaded copies, or at least we had over 3,500 downloads of the patterns combined, which was unbelievable and made my year. So that was fantastic. But basically that is now in testing. Everyone downloaded a test version and they will receive their final version on the 30th of June, which will then be available to purchase for everyone else who unfortunately missed the boat. Also, if you really can't wait and want to get involved in the testing, if you were to join mine or Chelsea's Ko-fi, you might maybe wangle a pattern for free. So there's that to think about. We had the most amazing time. I think what I'll do is I'll do a separate video on how amazing it was, because I've got some content. When I interviewed Chelsea on the day I was about to leave, about 40 minutes before we went to the airport. So watch this space for that. I actually think what I'm going to do is upload it with the passcode to my Ko-fi. You have to go along and take the passcode and then come back to YouTube and watch it. I will make it available for everyone, but if you follow my Ko-fi, that you don't have to subscribe or pay anything to follow, just follow along. You will get the updates as well as my subscribers for anything that I make available to the public. So there's that. I have been speaking for 11 minutes without talking about knitting. Okay, well, I shouldn't leave it this long again, as we all know, but I did. So those are my main life updates. Only a couple of things have happened in the last couple of months. Let's talk to you about my FOs. Okay, my darlings, I have my FOs. Since I was just talking about it, I will start with the top I made with Chelsea. I'll also pop in some pictures for you, because it's kind of hard to see its beauty off. Please don't judge me, the ends start woven in. So this is the Friendship Has Lace Borders. See what we did there. Top. It's very hard to see. It's basically a waistband that buttons at the back. 2 panels that sit over your shoulders like this and give you a little flirty flutter sleeve that has, oh yes, you guessed it, a lace bordered edge. And then it's joint at the back. Now on mine I have done the lace pattern again to do it up, but on Chelsea she did a little crochet tie, which is super cute. So I will also be making a crochet version at some point, and Chelsea shall be making a knitted version. I will send her yarn for London so that we can do it from London, so we can do it together. Because this is yarn we bought together in Florida. It is Copper Corgi, 100% silk. It's the raw silk, and I think it's in the swan something colour. It's beautiful and pearlescent. Lots of different colours in there. But let me pop that to the side. So you'll hear more about that once we release it in June. But it was a really fun pattern. We made it in 4 days. Well, 3 days did we make it in? Because basically from design to release was like 5 days, and it nearly killed us and we were rushing. And we literally took pictures on the beach, the pictures that you've seen next to me, on the morning of me flying home. That, my friends, is commitment. But it was so fun and I enjoyed it so much, and basically we're trying to get everyone to tag their best friends and join in and knit or crochet with your friend that lives on the other side of the world that you may have never met, or make new friends whilst doing it, because I want to make friends with all of you whilst I make my second version. Oh, do you know what we're going to sidestep? My second version, yeah, we're going into WIPs in the middle of FOs, is on the needles right now. It's the Rosa Pomar. Yes, I'm using crazy, I know, I am using the yarn that we do not recommend, which is non-superwash wool, to make my second version. I have a good feeling about it. I feel it's going to work, and I just wanted it in this colour. So we're doing an experiment. It's definitely not silk, so it's going to have a bit more structure. But it looks alright so far, so watch this space. Anyway, that's one of my FOs. 2 works in progress that you saw last time that are now FOs that I feel like I've owned forever, so I must have finished these very shortly after the last one. Very shortly after. Yeah, that works. We're going to say that works. Number 1 is the warm-up sweater. This is a free pattern by Sparse Tricot, and I 100% will be making more of these. I absolutely wear it to death. Like, I use it all the time. I quite often wear a belt and fold it into the belt so that it poofs over. So I think if I make another one, I made this longer so I could wear it with longer bottoms, but to be honest, most things I wear are high-waisted. I would probably shorten it and make like a deep rib, very tight rib that sucks it in so that you can tuck it in and it poofs out. That's basically how I wear it all. And I've been thinking a lot about what jumpers I wear, what ones I don't, and what's missing from my wardrobe. And my dresses and the things I like to make don't actually go very well. So I think I'll be tapping into more vintage style patterns, since my wardrobe, as you may be able to tell, is mostly vintage style dresses, and it makes no sense when I make modern stuff that just doesn't go. So that's a little reflection for me. Okay. I think just taking a sip of drink is important because I'm rambling so much and talking so fast. The next one is a bit of a sad story because I've damaged it, so I haven't worn it yet, but I'll show you from the front. It looks great. This is, oh, it's a bit creased because it's been in my mending box. This is the Semper sweater. I don't have any pictures for you yet, actually, because I haven't worn it. I don't think I have any. No, I really don't think I have. This is, oh, it looks better with the blonde. Oh, maybe I will wear it soon. Now you can imagine what it looks like on my... La da da da, la da da dee. Anyway, you can imagine what it looks like on. This is the Semper sweater by Knit Pearl Girl, and the yarn is that German yarn that, even though I actually speak a bit of German, I can't pronounce here, in a beautiful gingerbread colour. I love this colour, and I wasn't sure about it when my hair was ginger because actually it was a really similar colour, but now this, I think this goes. Love it, but look what I did. Oh guys, look what I did. I pulled, somehow a stitch has got caught on something and it pulled out like this long loop. Then I tried to correct it and I've given myself like 4 loops. I'm just parking it and I'm going to come back to it, but I think I just need to like wiggle all of the stitches either side and eventually it will space out, but it looks so bad. And it's given like a stretch line, so I'm going to come back and work on this, but because it's been kind of warm and I haven't really had the need to wear it, I haven't touched it. But that needs mending before I can have before I can finally buy it. Buy it? No. Wear it? No. Oh Jesus. So I am going to do that and then I will start wearing it because the fit is amazing. I have made a lot of raglan jumpers and I actually would say this was the best one for fit because I love the neckline. I love a snug neckline, nothing too deep for this kind of jumper, and this hits the nail on the head. Very happy with that. We'll definitely make more. Let me plot that to the side. So those are the main FOs that I can remember that I finished, but you know, it's been a while, so it's kind of sad if that's the only thing I finished. I'm sure there's been others. I have a new jumper cabinet in the corner. This is all my knits. I'm just having a look. I think it might be the only things that I've finished. I've just started 101 WIPs, that's part of the issue, but I've also ripped a load of those out. Before I went to Florida I needed all my needles, so I just ripped loads of stuff out and wish I hadn't, but you know, we do these things. One thing that I was meant to do for Florida, we're now moving on to WIPs in case you didn't catch from that little ramble in the middle, is the Beachy Breezy cardigan by the one and only, and mine truly, Knitting Tipsy, Chelsea. So I'm making it in this fucking fantastic hot pink. I don't know where this is from. I can't find my ball band, but if I find it, I'll tell you. It was indie dyed. I bought it online ages ago in another order and with meaning to make this, and I just haven't made it. This is my first panel. No, this is the back panel. It looks kind of small, but once it's knitted out, it will be perfect. The back panel, but I still need to do the front 2 panels and the sleeves. It's still got a way to go. I wanted to finish this before I went to Florida. I've been back for like 2 weeks and this is all I've got done. fantastic, Molly. I will be wearing this to death at the moment otherwise. This is something that would go with loads of my vintage dresses. I'm making the version of Chelsea's that has the long sleeves that she ties in the middle, and this chucked over loads of dresses. I have this amazing yellow dress that I wanted to wear it with. I'll pop in a picture of me and Chelsea from Florida. How amazing would it look over the top of that dress? It's a vintage dress that I picked up in a thrift store for you Americans, or a vintage shop a while back. And that's what I need to wear it with, but hold tight for pictures because it might take a while for me to finish that. I need to take in some oxygen with the amount that I'm talking. Let me grab my other WIPs for you. Okay, so I can tell you that I've ripped out the Arda wrap. I don't know what I'm doing with that whole thing yet, so I'm just gonna stick that to one side. One thing that I showed you last time was a harness pattern, but I've also decided not to continue with this one exactly as it is for now. Basically, oh wow, it smells real sheepy. I decided to go a different direction with this. This one will still be done at some point, but we're going for a slightly easier one this time round so I can introduce a lot of you to double knitting, because lots of people have said they've never done it. And I thought colour work and double knitting is a bit of a big step, so I will show you in a second a sneak peek of the other one. But one thing I have made or started since the last time, this is going to be, oh look how pretty it is. This is going to be the Diagonally jumper by Fable Knitwear. It starts at the bottom. I have done some significant amendments to this pattern. First of all, I made the ribbing much longer and I went down to the smallest size. Then I increased up with more stitches on my front than my back, because it's going to be very fitted. I have this thing where I get lots of gathers under the arm, and that's because I have a 38-inch bust, but I'm quite front heavy with a small back. So in this traditional pattern, a 38-inch bust would have, what, 17.5, no that's not right, 38, half of 30 is 50, 19, there we go. Oh, maths, Molly, it's Sunday, don't blame me. We'll have 19 inches in the first half and 19 inches in the back half, but I actually need more like, I don't know, 20, 18 or something like that. Like I am slightly bigger in the front than I am in the back, and it just means that it just gathers wrong. So I have done it so that I increase up to a medium at the front but a small at the back. I don't know if this is going to work, I'm just trialing out. It's basically my idea of a bust adjustment, but without darts. I just couldn't be bothered to play around with darts this time. So that is the body. I am now technically onto the sleeves, but I haven't cast those on yet. I have got quite a bit of difference between my skeins. The yarn is from Zakami Yarns, who are fantastic. But as you can see, I used two different skeins for the ribbing because I saw there was such a big difference. I was like, I'm going to do the ribbing in the darker and the body in the lighter. I prefer the darker, I'll be honest. But I feel like it will even out really nicely because I've kept the dark for the sleeves and for the neck. So at least it will be look like it's like planned differences. But it's going to be very tight and I'm very excited about that. But I've put that to one side quite frankly because I didn't want to do the sleeves bottom up, even though I will be doing that. And it got kind of warm, so I was less interested in making that, but I will come back to that soon. Let me see, what else have I got to show you? Oh, lots of things. I'll put that to the side for now. Oh yes, so I've also started, this is the problem, this is why I don't have many FOs, because I've got loads of WIPs half started. And like I said, I ripped a ton of them out as well. This is the Saturday Shrug by Jackie of, mind blank, Caddy Jack's Knits. The podcast, I fucking love those ladies, they're amazing. So this is the one that she released for free and I can't wait to finish it. I'm actually not that far gone, it's just knit one, purl one, and I'm getting bored of it. So that'll be finished at some point soon. That needs a few more inches. What else have I got in here? Oh, I was a terrible test knitter and I never finished for Joan her cable cardie for her book. I only managed one of the pieces. which is nearly done, and I fucking love it, and I know I'll wear it to death, but it has been hard work. It's a beautiful pattern, but I had to write everything out by hand because the charts are on different pages, the instructions are on different pages. I'm sure it's different in the book, but it was just trying to make sure I had all of this right was interesting. But I am now very close to finishing one of the front panels, and I will definitely pick this up at some point, but I'm also worried I'm going to run out of yarn. I'm holding cotton double, and it's something I've had in my stash for donkey's years. So let's see. I know that that is another thing that would go with my wardrobe so much, and I would wear to death, because that little cropped cable cardigan would be perfect for all my vintage dresses. But that will be done at some point, but I was a terrible test knitter and never finished it. And then the last thing in here you guys saw ages ago and I haven't touched, because again, it's been warm-ish. It's been warm-ish, and I've had other things on. This is Chuck by, what's her name? Oh, her name is escaping me. But unfortunately, it doesn't really matter because she's not Andy Sutherland? Andy Sutherland, I think. She unfortunately has taken down her patterns and is not putting her designs up anymore. But it is her Chuck sweater. She put a load of her patterns up for a discounted price before she took them down, and I bought a ton, so you will be seeing those, but unfortunately won't be available. And I know I'll wear this to death. Oh, look at it. It's like a cable knit, simple fitted jumper, and I am feeling red at the moment since I changed my hair colour. Ooh, sassy, I love it. So that is something I need to work on. And do you know what? It was knitting up so fast I'd probably finish it really quickly, but I literally haven't touched it in the longest time. That is everything that I still got on my needles. I think there were 3 or 4 things that I started and ripped out because I needed my needles and I wasn't very far through. So I will pick those up sometime soon. Oh, my designs. So, like I said, if you want to know the real design diary stuff, head over to my Ko-fi, and you have to sign up to the Slice of Cake tier in order to access them. There is one going up today that talks about these 2, but I will flash them to you quickly. This is my new double knitting harness. That will be the next pattern to go up for testing in the next couple of weeks. It's not far from being done. It's not dissimilar to the one that you saw in the brown and cream, but I picked more Molly colours, and it's a bit plainer. There's no colour work. It's also fingering weight, not DK. And yeah, watch this space if you want to know more. Subscribe to my Ko-fi. And I feel weird saying that, but you know, I'm a creative. I need to do something, don't I? That was just awkward too. I don't know, you just have to deal with the awkwardness. And this is a fantastic collaboration that I think maybe I sneak peeked last time with Caroline from Yeah Yeah Yarns, and she provided me with this yarn to make a design. It is Vivian-esque, but a t-shirt, and that's all I'm going to say. If you want to see more, you know where to find me, over on Ko-fi. That will be going up later today. Well, actually I imagine it will be up by the time you guys see this. It's been real, guys. This has been fantastic. Thank you for listening, if you've made it this far, to Molly's Rambles. And I shall hopefully see you again soon. Maybe we'll go back to weekly. Probably not. Maybe bi-weekly. I'm not working now. I have no excuse. I mean, finding a job is a full-time job, they tell me. But I've been spending all my time outside. Okay. I'm going to stop talking. Have a wonderful weekend or week wherever you are listening to this. Sending you all lots of love and happy knitting. Until next time.